Talking to kids about money ideas to teach money to kids at any age. Your Credit Matters segment brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report. It is wrong. What are you doing about it? So let's see what we're going to do. Think about your own financial knowledge. How did your parents talk about money with you? What financial lessons did you learn the hard way? You may feel that talking to kids about money is uncomfortable. Perhaps you feel unqualified or don't want to teach them the wrong ideas, but you are not alone. Nearly half of all parents are somewhat or very reluctant to talk about money with their kids. But imagine the kind of people you want your children to be. How do they handle their money? Do they have the same habits as you? How will they make major life decisions? How your child answers these questions in the future will depend on a lot of factors. One of the most important ways you can help your child make the right decisions is to help them to be comfortable and competent when talking about money. So here's a list of the essential conversations to have with your kids, ideas and topics to teach your kids about money at any age. And I know we got some of these things in school, but they don't teach this stuff anymore. First, a financial pep talk for parents. One of the biggest reasons why financial literacy is such a challenge in the U.S. is because it's not always normal to talk about, let alone talk about with your kids. Here are some of the common reasons why you might be nervous to talk money with your kids, but why you should anyway. Number one, people think it's rude to talk money. You may have been taught that it's rude to talk about money, and perhaps you still hold that notion. In his book, The Opposite of Spoiled, How to Talk to Kids About Money, personal finance writer Ron Lieber writes that the silence around money can come from several emotions, including modesty, shame, envy, and fear. While these emotions about money are very real for a lot of people, that doesn't have to be the case for your kids if you discuss it with care. Number two, I can't talk to my kids about money. I barely know what I'm doing. More than 40% of parents have never had any formal financial education. Wherever you are in your personal financial journey, you still have an opportunity to set your kids on the right path. Number three, I don't want my kids to see how much we're struggling. This is a tough one. Letting your kids in on the realities of your finances can feel like taking off the superhero costume. Personal finance writer Beth Koblener says that it's natural that parents may feel nervous talking to kids about their money. However, kids just want to be reassured that everything's going to be okay. They don't need all the details around your circumstances. Instead, help them understand why you're having these tough conversations about money and the reasons behind your good decisions. Number four, it's too late to get started. Dear parent who may be feeling like the worst parent ever because you haven't talked to your kids about the inner workings of your 401k, do not fret. While financial experts agree that starting children off early leads to better financial literacy later, arming your kids with the knowledge to make sound financial decisions can come at any age. The essentials of talking to kids about money, no matter what the age, maturity level, or income bracket, there are a few key elements that financial experts agree are essential to fostering responsible financial behavior in your kids. Talk openly about money if it isn't already. Make money an open dialogue in your home. Money needs to be part of the day in, day out conversation. As money topics come up and your kids are around, talk about them as openly as you feel comfortable, says money coach Lynn Summerman. When you're having conversations with your spouse or others in your family, do not be afraid to include your child in on those discussions. Examples of opportunities to talk openly with your kids about money include inviting them in your weekly or monthly budget discussions, talking about your bills and walking them through your statements, breaking down your inner dialogue about financial decisions you're making and share it with them. Funny story on that is I used to always just sit on all these conversations with my parents. My sister was there too. I liked the data. I wanted to know the data. I absorbed the data. And sitting in the same room, my sister had no interest. And she'll be the first to tell you that to this day, that even though we were in the same household, same parents, same everything, people have different interests. So your kids may or may not pick it up, but the exposure may help. Show how money is earned. If you're comfortable showing your child how you earn money, many parents encourage their kids to get part-time jobs to teach them the value of a dollar. But parents can also get creative by inviting them to shadow what you do at work if possible, explaining the details of your paycheck, participating in your child's career day activities, showing them your investment and retirement plans, and explaining the basics of how you earn that money. Build savings habits. One of the most important financial habits that kids can start early is saving. Help your child make connections between your savings and the life you want to live. Why did you choose the less expensive car? Why don't you go on vacation each month? Why does some money in your paycheck go to an account you won't access until you're 60? Here's some ways to talk about saving money with your kids. Even if you're not teaching your child how to create meticulously planned financial goals, show an interest in the things your kid wants and encourage them to save up for. Discuss with your child your plans to use your savings on a future down payment for a major purchase. Show them a savings account statement and talk them through how much interest you're earning on that money. When emergencies happen, be open with how you financially deal with the impacts after things have calmed down. If you choose to give out allowances, have a discussion with your child about what they could save that money for. When I first got my first job, I had no choice. My dad made me clean toilets in his warehouse, and I did that for 25 cents an hour. And no, we didn't pay taxes on it. It was back in the 60s. But I thought it was taxes because I only got half the money. The other half had to go into a savings account that my dad signed on. So learning right from day one, 25 cents an hour wasn't a lot of money. Back then it was more than it is today. But, then half the money had to go into the savings account that I couldn't even access. Being charitable if and when you can, something to always keep in the back of your head is to instill your values about giving with your children. Ideas to engage your child on the ways you give back include discuss any charitable donations you make and why. Ask your kid what causes they're interested in and encourage them to get involved in those causes. Take an active approach to your child's participation in any school or extracurricular fundraisers. Consider volunteering specifically at local shelters and food banks to help your child understand how different financial circumstances can impact people in the community. Prepare for the next phase of their life. Every major life decision is going to encounter in their young adult life will have a financial impact. When your child starts to make major life choices, you can stay connected. Make sure to talk money with your kid when they are purchasing their first car, deciding on their post-high school plans, applying for any loans, switching jobs, negotiating a salary, moving in with a partner, or getting married. From the tooth fairy to your empty nest, talking to kids about finances. Always a good idea. Now we've addressed some of the common worries in discussing financial topics with kids. It's time to show you how you can actually broach some of these topics. Here are ideas for activities, lessons, and conversation topics to start having with your kids at different ages. While not every topic will be relevant to every child, at the age it's categorized in, the sentiment won't change. Saving, basic math, investing, personal finance, essentials, and making responsible choices are important at every age. Financial topics and activities for kids age. Well, I'm going to do that when we come back. So we've been chatting this morning about talking to your kids about money, how to teach them about money, some of the ideas about money. And, there's some things you're going to say, okay, Ron, I don't like that. That's going too far. I don't want to put that burden on my kids. I don't know, maybe my kids will talk about things that they shouldn't be talking about. I get it. But I want to bring up the subject to you. That way, it's something for you to think about, something for you to consider. Not everybody has the same thoughts and ideas about child rearing. Financial topics and activities for kids age 3 to 7. Most financial experts agree that starting financial literacy early is a good idea. And make your kid a money genius, even if you're not. Personal finance writer Beth Kobliner writes that even at young ages, children can understand the basics behind money concepts. Here are some ideas to help build a foundation of financial literacy in your little ones. All about coins. Spend some time with your kid counting coins. Help them understand what different coins and dollar amounts mean, what the value of each is, and use coins as a tool for basic math. Feed the piggy bank. Make it a game to find loose change and start offering an allowance early. Having a bank on the shelf that adds up slowly can show how saving their money can add up even when it's not earning interest. Adopt a plant and take care of it. Consider putting your child in charge of caring for a section of the garden or house plant. If you're particularly adventurous, consider assisting your child in caring for a low-maintenance pet like a lizard or a turtle. Tending to something every day can help them understand what happens when you care for something over time, like saving and investment habits. Needs and wants. Make saying no a part of something bigger. When your child is upset, you denied them something they want. Make it a topic of conversation about the differences between a need and a want. If you're not telling your kid no because you want to see them you don't want to see them upset, you're telling your kid no because it's simply a want, not a need. Financial activities for kids ages 7 to 11. By 7, the children have already formed critical money habits. Additionally, children at this age are already making minor money decisions, so it's the perfect time to introduce ways to help them build responsible habits. Gamify the grocery store. Give your child a small budget and challenge them to buy a list of essentials at the supermarket. Ask them to figure out how to purchase everything on your list each week and still make it work. Make art out of their wants. Sorry. Have your child draw, paint, make a collage, or however they want to express themselves. It illustrates the items they want to have and purchase. Have them start saving specifically for an item in the collage that they can work toward. The lesson here is to plant the seed of delayed gratification, showing them that while it might be tempting to buy something you want on impulse, getting something you truly want after working for it is even better. Life is a simulation. Play games with your kids. Simulation games like Sims, Roller Coaster Tycoon, Life, or Monopoly can challenge them to make tough financial choices based on different circumstances in a low-stakes environment. Financial lessons and activities for kids 11 to 13. Being a preteen is tough, but being a parent of a preteen is tougher. You'll get there, Josh. Each of these lessons or activities double as ideas to talk to your kids about finances and opportunities to help them feel older than they are. Become junior investors. Challenge your child to invest in a stock they're interested in. Give your child an amount. Simulate what it would be like to purchase shares, then have them track their investments. Performance day over day, month over month. How their investment is doing, when something impacts the market. Explain to your child how it might impact their investment and explain what their options might be if they want to reassess their portfolio. Take it to the bank. All of that birthday money your kid has been saving, consider opening a savings account at your financial institution for your child. Many banks offer starter accounts for children that are in your name, so you'll have oversight. Magic doesn't exist, but compound interest does. If you have a savings account, money market account, CD that's earning compound interest, take time to show your child how you're earning that money and why you choose to put it into an account. Credit cards are not cash. Many credit card companies are allowing kids to become authorized users of credit cards at the age of 13. If you haven't yet, now is the time to teach your kids the basics of how credit cards work. Why do people use credit cards versus cash? When should you use credit cards? If you add your child as an authorized user on your own card, reinforce these lessons with the rules you set in place for them. Talking about finances for kids 13 to 16, starting at high school, spending more time on their own and spending less time at home means your kid will start making independent choices. You can help guide them in making smart decisions, especially with their money with these topics. The value of $1. Retail responsibly. Next time you're shopping with your child, have them explain to you what different sales mean, how much sales tax will add to your bill, and how coupons could have helped them save money. What debt does. Your child isn't old enough to have a credit card of his own or apply for a loan, but they will be in a few years. Take some time to show your kids how much money you're spending on any debt you have in your life and why you have it. Make it okay to make small mistakes. Personal financial writer, again, Beth Kobliner, advises that by the time your kids are teenagers, they should have experienced a little buyer's remorse. Make your kid a money genius, even if you're not, is the book. Feeling a little disappointment in something is normal every now and then. So allow your kid to make that impulsive or ill-advised purchase. Then talk them through why you felt that way. Topics for the 16 to 18-year-old. They're probably getting on their bit, they're chomping on the bit for their independence, wanting to move out or move on. Access to their savings. If you've set up the savings account for your kid, consider allowing them to take the reins at this age on a little bit of it. Assist them in building monthly savings habits and discuss the reasons why you would dip into your savings. The ins and outs of a paycheck, it seems self-explanatory. But if your child has a job, discuss the details of their pay stub with them. They'll likely only care about the deposit amount, but make sure they understand how their earnings are calculated, any taxes pulled out, and any deductions. The certainty of taxes if they earn enough in their part-time job. Consider helping them through their first tax filing, baby's first credit report. The FTC advises that a child can first access their credit report starting at age 16. Discuss each section. Retire at age 16. Okay, so your child won't be retiring at 18, but if you have a part-time job or help them understand their options for savings for retirement, discuss what your retirement plans are and learn together. A lot of great information in the report. If you want the full report, just give me a call at 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. I do want to get to the report that we did share with you or talk to you about that we were gonna have on the broadcast today. Let me pull that report up. 10 simple ways to reduce your monthly expenses. That is the Your Credit Matters segment brought to you by creditsanitizer.com. You have a credit report and it's wrong. What are you doing about it?